met a dude who became my friend. He died a couple of years ago, over 15 years ago, when I was still maybe 23, maybe 24 years old. He was living in the same apartment building that my best friend's bipolar mom was living. Although he was older, we had a lot of things in common, like video games and movies, and having interest in music and making it, of course, as things at home were not the greatest since my father was blowing up at me. Almost every day I ended up on his new friend's couch, almost every other night. I know I was probably a little bit annoying, but as conditioned, all I had to do was clean the dishes. And we were playing Dungeons and Dragons online, Stormreach fighting the dragon, alongside some fellas in New Zealand who lived right near where they were filming the beginning scenes of Lords of the Ring. I didn't see the signs, and back then, even though I know he had schizophrenia, he had good days and bad days. If the bad days were the ones when he was off his meds. He was another one who thought that sniffing his pills in his brain was the best thing to do. How was I to know that it was a stepping stone for him to his early grave? I remember a day he told me he was going through and walking in the Seminary Woods, which is a patch of land behind a nunnery out in St. Francis, where there's a very beautiful cemetery. But as I was saying, he was walking there one day when suddenly he looked up and there was a white light, and he claims he saw Jesus Christ standing there, and he said it was a sign. So I know that he believed in God tremendously at one time. And then he met a girl named Brenda, and all three of us moved in with each other. We became roommates. And he began working for the man who lived downstairs, who was a happy drunk named Danny, who ran his own under the table contracting company. Him and his wife were separated, and I know he still was in love with her. And I remember from what I think and gather that she loved him too. After a miscarriage, Brenda and himself had a kid, but by then the relationship had become toxic, and they had to end things with each other, for it had become physical. That I had to move back in with my parents, at least until we found a place to live on my own, for I had fallen myself, and with some people that I probably shouldn't have. But then my friend met another woman, a blonde, and she was pretty, at least at the time. Unfortunately, his physical toxicity carried over, making her lose her relationship with their first daughter. Her name was Dawn, and the daughter's name was Neway, and they got married. And because of this abusive toxicity, they lost their kids for a while. And during this separation, I believe my friend, who was jealous of me spending time with his woman, and by this time had stolen my fiance, his pain pills. So because of his stealing, I had to block him from my life. But that doesn't mean that I didn't care.